Chapter 5, Part 1, Rules of the Road. Sidebar in this chapter, understanding intersections, types of intersections, stopping at intersections, right-of-way at intersections. Using lanes correctly, lane tracking and lane position, turn lanes, U-turns, reserved lanes, pulling into a lane, passing, merging, highway or freeway entrances and exits, cul-de-sacs, turning around, parking tips and rules. Chapter 4, Signs and Signals and Road Markings, gave you information about the most common signs, signals, and road markings you will see when riding. This chapter gives you the information you will need to help you ride safely at intersections, use lanes correctly, and park legally. Understanding intersections. Intersections are places where a number of road users cross paths. There is often a lot of activity in intersections, so it's important to be alert. Remember that other road users may be in a hurry and may want to move into the same space that you are planning to move into. Signaling. Signals are important. They let other traffic know what you are intending to do. You should signal when preparing to turn left or right, change lanes, park, move toward or away from the side of the road. Types of intersections. Controlled intersections. A controlled intersection has signs or traffic lights that tell you what to do. To ride safely in these intersections, you need to know what signs and signals mean, and also the right-of-way rules. But always be cautious. Other drivers may not be paying attention to the signs and signals. Smart riding tip. Treat an unmarked T intersection the same way as any other uncontrolled intersection. Smart riding tip. If a traffic control person is directing traffic, you must follow that person's directions. Uncontrolled intersections. Uncontrolled intersections have no signs or traffic lights. They are usually found in areas where there isn't much traffic, but they can be dangerous places because you may not be expecting cross traffic or pedestrians. As you approach, slow down and look out for other road users. Scan the intersection from left to right. If another vehicle has arrived at the intersection before you, slow down and yield. If two vehicles arrive at the same time, the vehicle on the left must yield to the vehicle on the right. Be careful when you want to turn left, where other traffic is approaching from the opposite direction. Yield to traffic that is in or near the intersection. If you are approaching the intersection intending to go straight through, and a vehicle is already in the intersection turning left, you should yield. Stopping at intersections. These are rules about where you should position your motorcycle when you stop at an intersection. Where there is a stop line, you should stop just before the line. Where there is a crosswalk but no stop line, stop just before the nearest crosswalk. Where there is an unmarked crosswalk, stop where you would if there was a marked crosswalk. Where there is no stop line, no crosswalk, and no sidewalk, stop just before you enter the intersection. Right-of-way at intersections. Right-of-way rules determine who should yield when more than one road user wants to move into the same space. It's important to know these rules because they keep traffic moving in an orderly way. But remember that you can't always count on others to follow the rules. And even if other traffic should yield, it's still your responsibility to do all you can to avoid a crash. For information on right-of-way rules for crosswalks and railway crossings, see Chapter 7, Sharing the Road. Sidebar, smart tip. Right-of-way is not something to be taken. It's something to be given. Sidebar, smart tip. Occasionally, traffic lights stop working properly. The lights can go out or all four lights can start flashing. Treat the intersection like a four-way stop if this happens. Intersections controlled by traffic lights. Most people know who must yield at intersections controlled by traffic lights, but they may not understand how to correctly respond to these lights. Here are some pointers that will help you stay safe at intersections. Study red light. A red light means that you must come to a complete stop. You must wait for the light to turn green before you go straight ahead. After you have stopped and made sure the intersection is clear of all vehicles, cyclists, and pedestrians, you may turn right or turn left onto a one-way street. Watch for signs prohibiting you from making these turns on a red light. Steady green light. Green means go, only if the intersection is clear and if it is safe to do so. Stale green light. A stale green light is one that has been green for a long time and is about to turn yellow. If you don't see the light turn green, then it may be stale. Look for additional clues. Are there a lot of cars lined up on the cross street waiting for the light to change? In many areas, the crosswalk signal will change from a white figure to an orange hand just before the light turns yellow, or will show how many seconds are left before the traffic lights will change. Point of no return. As you approach a stale green light, taking into consideration your speed, the road conditions, and the traffic behind you, decide on a point when you will no longer be able to stop safely. This is sometimes called the point of no return. When you reach this point, keep on going even if the light changes to yellow. You need to judge accurately so you won't be in the intersection when the light turns red. Fast fact, sidebar, it is illegal to back up into an intersection or over a crosswalk. Fresh green light. A fresh green light is one that has just turned green. Don't move forward until you've scanned the intersection to make sure it's clear.